Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's RSW podcast. This week we have on Wobble.
Hello.
We have Doc as well.
Nice.
And Sam.
Hello.
No guest this week, lads, but we are going to be discussing the Judgment Day pay-per-view and how that all went.
Just the board members.
Yeah. Should be interesting anyway. We'll start off with the Power 5 anyway, lads, as standard goes. But Power 5, number 1 was Ratchet.
As usual. Even though he's actually a newcomer this week.
True, he wasn't. Nobody in the Power 5 this week was on it last week, surprisingly.
That's pretty mad, to be honest.
Ratchet obviously was on there because he's our new world champion. Will, were you expecting that in the Dungeon Brawl?
No, to be honest, I thought people would pile him.
Yeah.
But apparently people just swarmed around the strongest guy like flies to a headlamp.
Yeah, it
That was
was
true.
It was Team Ratchet.
Who was it? Me, Legolas, Zubaz. Just went to the corner while this horde of beasts came towards us and slaughtered us.
I thought it was quite funny when they all thought you were in like a massive party. And they all hid in the altar room.
At the very start, and we were just like, lads, there's only a few of them out there, actually.
They had an arm or something.
Yeah. And then he also, while he won the world title, he lost his heavyweight championship, the Red Giant as well. Sam, you were in the fight. Were you surprised?
To be fair, I wasn't too surprised. I think people sort of wrote him off too early.
Yeah.
But,
I did think it could have been in Ratchet's hands after he won the first fight, though.
you did think, or didn't think?
I did think. I thought he would have won the hardcore, especially since Red teamed to him in the first fight, but he seemed to switch it around.
I was surprised.
Red played it really
Yeah.
well, I'm not gonna lie.
I was surprised that it went to a 3-match draw, and they had to go to the fourth match.
Yeah, that was interesting. I can't believe Red Giant didn't lose a single piece of armor in that left forward
Yeah,
stage.
that was mad actually. I don't know how the others let that happen. Like, why didn't you attack him, Sam?
He won over Ratchet.
It was
To
easy.
be honest, I felt like the whole time it was sort of like hyped up to be me versus Ratchet, and then Red Giant was just lurking there, and he took advantage of that.
Yeah, I think Red played it really well, especially in the Inferno match.
Eventually, he did. I don't know what he was doing in that first fight.
Yeah, he was. It was confusing to see him team with Ratchet, but he played it well, to be honest.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, give the illusion, I reckon.
Yeah, them last two fights, he
Mind
literally
games.
stood there for a good while. The Inferno match, he just stood there in the cage. He was like, all right.
It worked out well for him.
And then Ratchet though as well, he lost the. I mean, he kept his tag team titles, but there was a bit of controversy around it. He was using the dark magic aura. And, the board have been looking into this, and while Ratchet stayed at the show, it was a bit of a had no
It only
effect.
affected Magic.
We looked into it and we seen it did actually affect every stat now. It's been updated.
Yeah, when was the update? Like recently or like last year or something?
Yeah, it was definitely in the last year, I believe.
That it now affects melee and range as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, you found that, and we're thinking we also came to the decision of voiding the defense, so they won't be getting the rematch clause, whilst the Choco Bros will also keep their tag team title shot. So it should be an interesting rematch. Perhaps add Sinister Rat to the mix, and it's a big one.
Yeah, that's true.
And Sam, the Dumbledore was next in number 3 on the Power 5. He won the tag titles, and to be fair, well, he didn't win them obviously now because of the whole aura thing, but he still has them. But his performance in the fight was actually really good. He took a lot of damage off his stock, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. It's a Choco Bros thing, you know, to come so close.
Exactly.
And then it's just defeat.
It is true, to be honest. Like, we just get so close all the time, but like, we have another chance now. Hopefully we can turn things around.
Yeah, I'm always surprised like how well we fight in the fights for the contendership. And then once we actually have it, it's like what happened to our fighting abilities.
Just turn to fucking cheese.
Yeah.
And then number 4 was Esperide, or the Pile Driver as he goes by. Yeah, for this one, he was on Team Fuchsy, of course, and he was probably our best fighter in the tag team. Yeah, there was a lot of controversy around that fight, but we'll get on to that a bit later. But once I was defeated, SP took over as the highest level of the team.
Yeah.
Basically, he defeated both of the last 2 remaining people in Team Wobble.
He dominated, really.
He definitely did, yeah. He used the chaotics, which really helped him. Wobble, what did you think about all that? Your team crumbling?
What, in the team fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a hammer. Or what was it? The meat tenderizer.
The
didn't
meat
pull through.
tenderizer.
Yeah.
The meat wasn't tender enough. I don't think I fully utilised the Dragon Mace specs.
Yeah, I didn't get to use mine either. I stepped into that fight with half HP, not realising. And then I was like, oh shit. And then your meat tenderizer was just killing me. I was madness. And then
I think Brett kind of underperformed in that one.
I was surprised anyway. And then number 5 we have Zubaz, who was also on my team.
Team Fuchsy.
The people's champion, you know. I recruited him in as a rival to Legolas that Wobble chose. And you know, he survived the entire fight, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, it was a good performance from him. He took a fair bit of damage off you guys.
Yeah, he did well.
I didn't expect anything less from Zubaz, you know, and he also defeated Wasteman 660, aka Made in China. Yeah, well, Legolas, you know, on your team, he just really didn't want to tag out, did he?
I can't remember.
I believe he just went head on and just died. killing himself, really.
I'm pretty sure he was out of the ring at some point.
Oh, did he? Fair enough. We'll see
I
that
just
later
don't
on in
remember
the
much of the
video.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a few days ago now.
We're still pretty early on in the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the build up to the match cards.
Remember with all the adrenaline going about. No.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and the laughter. That was mainly it.
I do remember that, yeah. Wobble was just laughing through the whole fight because of what we're going to talk about later on, the narrative, but it has to do with Ratchet. And then we'll move on to our predictions or our on the rise for the next Power 5. We'll start with you, Doc. What do you think?
So I actually have kind of an unusual one here for you on the rise.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict Diner. Otherwise
Interesting
known as
choice.
the
Galahad.
The Galahad, yeah. He wasn't there at the pay-per-view now, but I think next week, after we gave all of our best performances, he's going to come back strong. He hasn't given his yet.
He was impressive in the 1 week he showed,
Yeah.
and then he's moved house recently, so he hasn't been able to show up.
I was impressed by him.
Yeah, for an old fighter as well, he really showed his experience out there. He should be good if he comes back, you'd like to think. How about you, Will?
I don't know about Power 5, but...
Yeah, I'm just impressed.
Tothbrush. I think the only way he can go is up.
He surely can't go
he
any
certainly
further
can't go
down.
Tothbrush, he spent half of his fights prancing around the ring, wondering how to attack.
Tothbrush died during the 3 stages of Hell match because Sam kept killing him. He wasn't even in the fight. He was so confused by the end of it that he just decided that he was dead and left. If you rewind the video to the very start, you'll see Tothbrush just walk into the house. I don't know what this is. What do we do here? It just summed up his night so well.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
the poor guy was just getting like ice barraged outside the ring.
Yeah, I hope he shows up next week as well and continues. I think he could be quite a funny character. And then, for me, I'm going to say one of the AE lads, and I'm going to go with Mage Prey. Since he's come into RSW, he's really impressed me with his tactics and that. So, I think it'll be interesting.
I was going to say him as well.
Yeah. I think he could start making a push for the heavyweight title. Yeah, he wasn't involved in the match card, really, was he? But he does well. He's currently undefeated in the last 3 fights from the last 2 weeks. So it'd be interesting to see if he can keep that going. I think he could prove to be one of the better middleweights in the division. Maybe even make a charge for the title.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Sam, you have anyone in mind?
I think it'll be one of the leading middleweights, like Saiyan or Lip.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Red do so well now after he's moved up. I think that's going to open up a lot for the middleweights.
Yeah, especially with the new ones like Zubaz and Legolas. They should be add something more to the division as well.
My draw against Red Giant in the video.
Oh yeah, this is actually a really good fight. You take out the Darox and it's the last gap.
It really worked for me.
Last gap tie, that was quality actually.
Ties are pretty rare.
We've been having a lot lately actually since we came back though.
That's true, yeah.
Every week, I think except for 1 week we didn't have a draw. I think that was 2 weeks ago now. Obviously we didn't have the show last week. And had the Dark Show by Ratchet.
Oh yeah.
Due to lag. But
unfortunately no podcast for that one.
Yeah, of course not. But we'll move on to people we think underperformed. Will, you were talking about someone during the week. Who are you thinking?
David.
Yes. He obviously this.
Perhaps Brett beating David isn't completely out of the question, but beating him with what was it, like half health or something? Maybe
it's
even
pretty
more.
Comfortable, wasn't it? It should actually be soon up on the video as well, so we'll see that when it comes up. Yeah. We'll talk about it as more. But it was interesting, especially because David was 6-0 in the singles fight since the return of RSW, and for him to lose to Bretta even when calling out Ratchet, it's a bit underwhelming really, and also in the dungeon brawl, Ratchet called him out for calling him out, and he took him out.
That was funny.
That was funny because every time Ratchet just start obliterating David, you could just see wait pop up on the screen, and it was like, oh no, it was quality.
I think that's going to become another, another meme with Def, like, what was it, 6.74 seconds?
7.64.
7.64 seconds.
That is a lot of good memes for us. So we need to bring Jam Specs back.
Oh, yeah.
That was quality. And of course, next up, please welcome. A bit of a catchphrase.
You have to go a show without saying that.
Actually, yeah, next week I'll go the entire show without saying next.
You should just be like, please welcome next up.
I don't even know what else to say though. Oh, it'd just be odd. I wonder would anyone actually notice if I didn't say next up, please welcome.
Or like just said something else.
Yeah, I just said something completely different every time.
Please welcome into the ring.
For me, an underperformer, I don't really know, to be honest. Do you have anyone, Doc, will I think of someone here?
An underperformer from last week?
Yeah, or just in general, really.
Yeah, I don't know, really. Possibly, who was it?
Have you got the results up?
Yeah, the results are in the results chat.
In Team Wobble.
Breda?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Breda, him and Def do have the tag team title shot this week. So, and they'll probably be using that this weekend if they fancy it. And yeah. All right. This is it, is it? The fight between Breda and Def.
Is it?
Or maybe not actually.
I don't think it is.
No, I thought it was. That looked like Breda over there. But for my underperformer, I don't know really. Maybe even someone like SP. I just thought he would have been better by this stage. I thought he would be challenging for more of the title fights. Wait, he didn't show up this weekend anyway. He really performed for my team.
Well, though.
Yeah, he's been all right so far. Like he's won and he's lost. I'd like to see him achieve more. I think he has more in the locker.
I think he will though in time.
Yeah, he just has to get used to him more. I suppose.
Mage play.
Yeah, exactly. The both of them. I think their tag team could actually take off. The Asgardian Wrecking Crew. I like the name.
Definitely.
I like the team. Sam, you have anyone in mind?
Not really. Like there weren't a lot of standard fights to test many people. I think I was kind of hoping Daddy Rex would step up as well.
Yeah, he was one I touted him last week for on the rise, but he just didn't really have the chance to shine.
You beat him.
I did beat him, yeah. Well, who's going to beat me, Wobble? Let's be honest. Like,
well.
You did die in the Team Fuchsy versus Team Wobble.
That felt. I was going easy on them, and I was using a meat tenderizer. Let's get that straight.
We haven't gotten to talking about why yet.
That is.
Plus, you didn't have a helmet either.
Yeah. Or a cape, actually. My cape is cosmetic, and I realised I only had the killing cape on me. So I was like, shit, I better take it off.
So, during before the Team Fuchsy versus Team Wobble fight, I was asked to come in as a guest ref. And I gladly accepted this. I said, I will come in as a guest ref. I'll ref this fight. I get in the ring, and someone else gets in the ring with me.
Almost instantly. If you look at the video, right? We were watching this back during after the show when we were editing the video, and Ratchet targets Doc immediately.
Yeah, as soon as I get in the ring, he starts praying.
Yeah.
You can see the prayer, and then he gets in, absolutely murders me. There's nothing I could do.
Oh, he actually killed you.
He killed me.
Like in a matter of seconds.
There's nothing I could do.
And Ratchet, it's a bit of a narrative story, he's continuing the whole down with the general managers here, Wobble mostly. But he's coming for me a bit. But Will, he killed Doc and took over the match as referee. He employed some rules for us.
Twisted rules.
Twisted. It was supposed to be an old school fight.
He changed it up.
What happened? Me and you had to use meat tenderizers, which I don't know when they came out, and dragon maces, and of course, what was it? The Cyclops mask? I believe it was.
You both basically had to look like Egypts fighting each other.
Pretty much. And then, like, I had to say, I was laughing though. I thought it was pretty funny.
It was.
Here he is now, celebrating on the using his inner power. Thinks he's this is the heavyweight championship fight, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The first round.
First round of the 3 stages of hell. It is actually a good match. It's interesting to see what Red Giant does here. He teams up with Ratchet, which is interesting. I thought you would have definitely teamed up with you, Sam.
Yeah.
Like midway, maybe turn on you. I thought he always had the upper hand because everyone looked past him as the lower level.
It probably would have made more sense from him and Sam.
Yeah, definitely. And what was it? Then we'll move on to the next piece of narrative we have. And obviously, Graham, it's hard to take, but not in a way.
No.
Because we've continued our losing streak as bottling it in title matches.
The Chuckle Bros bottle it yet again.
We've done it with other partners, and we've won in singles fights, but we just can't do it together right now. And well, we're getting another chance because there was a bit of controversy in the fight, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Ratchet obviously used the Dark Magic Aura, which may have changed the outcome. You know, however you look at it, it gave them an advantage.
But either way, it's against the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm within the right to DQ and vacate the titles, but because I believe it was an accident, I'm going to say the title's void, and we're just going to void that match, really.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and then the next piece that happened at Judgment Day was probably Bretta obviously ended Death's streak, as we talked about what you're saying. He was your disappointment of the week, Will. And, you know, Death obviously can't hear this, so we can slate him all we like.
That was a slate in itself.
I think he's not too happy with his tag partner taking away his undefeated streak.
Yeah, you know, especially you got to wonder how's Rat developing these days. You know, especially Ratchet betraying him in the dungeon brawl.
Yeah.
Asu was left. They could have all taken out Asu, but he went out on Death. You know, it was surprising.
Rat Civil War.
It's looking like it, to be honest. Especially if Sinister Rat take the titles from Divine Rat, I could see a serious feud in the stable. It would just be a bit mad. Sam, we have a question here for you. Actually, we're moving on to some questions here that we got from viewers. Oh yeah, Rich just won the stage one. That was it. Yeah, after he won that though, I did tip him to win because of the hardcore.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win too.
But anyway, the question for Sam. Sam, someone here asking an anonymous question from one of our viewers. It's, what do you think went wrong in the heavyweight title fight, which is obviously happening right now? In the video.
What do I think went wrong?
Yeah, like, why didn't you think you were able to pull over the line? You obviously won the hardcore second stage. Hardcore is one of your specialties.
I was kind of I could have maybe like brought some faster stuff for the Inferno match.
Yeah.
I have to say
Other
though,
than
the hardcore was an impressive performance.
Yeah, it was actually. I was quite impressed. The amount of money Ratchet would spend on the hardcore fights, and Dumbledore spent like, how much was it on those bolts? 1 mil?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
We had a great day picking up the bolts in the dungeon brawl.
I was loving that.
Anytime they showed up, we all rushed them.
People from the board made about 500k that day. It was brilliant.
Yeah. I think it was around 1.5 mil in total.
It's insane.
Should have more dungeon brawls, is what we were saying.
Yeah, we're having one every week.
Just tell them.
We'll change RSW to a range-only event.
Oh my god. You just have everyone interfering in the ring then, just once the bolt shows up, it's like, shit. Oh my god. So, yeah, you think you could have got some quicker weapons. Yeah, that's fair enough, Sam. And then, Doc, we have a question here for you.
Yeah.
obviously it's the same sort of question. I'm not going to reveal who it's from, but it's from the same person, and they want to know what went wrong in the tag team fight.
Basically, it was.
I wonder who's asking these questions.
I do wonder. His name begins with Z.
Yeah.
That narrows it down a fair bit, I'll be honest. I think it's Z Ratcher.
No, actually. Go ahead.
Basically, what happened in the tag fight was all down to the aura, you see.
Yeah. So that's
we would have won otherwise.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it was.
I think so.
Like, we absolutely had it otherwise.
Ratchet, if you look in the second fight in particular, we both use our Dragon Claw specs on Ratchet, and he's on like 10 HP without the aura.
Yeah.
All I can say is he'd be dead.
Would have been in the bag.
Exactly. And yes, what about the other? That was a very good one. Will, we have a question here for you, and it's actually a pretty big one. The second show, obviously, is supposed to be coming out. It's actually starting this Saturday. What do you have planned? Obviously, we're doing a Citadel show next weekend.
Wait, what? That's not the one that I'm doing, is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What?
I'm dropping this on you now. We're live in the podcast.
Prepared.
Well, in answer to the question, what do I have planned?
Yeah.
Not right now.
It's like, what do you think's going to happen? Like, how do you see it go?
Well...
What type of show will it be? Will it be big?
It's going to be a bit less serious.
Yeah.
It's the masses.
The main event.
A bit more chill.
Sorry.
A bit more
wild.
A bit more wild. Yeah, you're going to continue what you said you were going to do in the board chat. I don't know if I should say it. The event that begins with J.
It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
Steel cage.
With a pinnacle.
Oh, God.
And they're going to be
don't
titles.
Spoil it. Maybe, yeah. They might be a bit different, though.
Okay. Interesting. Rap battles.
To fit with the theme. Exactly.
Rap battle
More creative titles.
We'll have the normal ones as well, though. Yeah. It will be this same-ish. So enjoy it.
Yes, it's mostly going to be the same, really. Like, not every fight is going to be this wild, banterous.
Are you worried about intruders? Like Ratchet, the whole clan? Down with Wobble campaign. You're worried?
People don't respect me like they respect you.
Exactly, we seen that last year in the votes for the best GM.
To be fair, that was a rubbish poll.
I think he got 0 votes. So.
Were you not the only GM?
No, remember Wobble would be in the ring, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I remember you guys used to host together.
I wasn't even a GM, I was just basically a commentator.
You were like
it was the same thing.
Like
It was a co-host. It was best host, really, that award.
Okay.
And then lastly, we have a question here from me. It's, do I see any more titles coming into the future of the company? Well, as we have the news show as well coming in the company brand, we're going to have a lot more titles than that. So look out for that as well. And then also in the main company, our show, the show I run, it's coming into perspective. We're talking about these things in the board chat, and I'm looking at making like a 120 minus title, or maybe a 115 minus, but also keeping that class open to the middleweights, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it'll be like a featherweight sort of thing. Yeah, like just for the lower levels, like Zubas and Legolas and all those boys coming through, like made in China. Because we're getting a few more of those low levels. Totbrush, of course, as well. He stays in. And for some reason, actually, I want to talk about this. You can see her on the video right now. But the person behind Ratchet on the screen, right? She's just this person who stood in the alleyway for the entire show. Didn't say anything. You see her wings on the show. Don't know.
She's just blowing bubbles the whole time.
I didn't invite her. I don't know where she came from.
I think they were from Cash.
She didn't say anything.
I'm pretty sure someone killed her at one point.
Yeah, Def David did kill her, and they killed her, right? And then she just came back in anyways. Like...
Dedication.
Well, it was madness.
She's the phantom of RSW.
Yeah, like not a single word was typed. Like it was crazy. Well, that's all the questions we have, lads. So, does anyone have anything they want to say?
Could we potentially see in the future with people like getting so high levels in RS, like generally? Could we potentially see like a title or a division that's only for people who have like above
Based on
110 attack or something? Like with the virtual levels?
Catchphrase. Perilous or something.
Yeah, like maybe people with gear, like with the away RS as a fans, and I suppose it could be an option. There's also the option for I wouldn't be up for it now myself, but an ELC division.
No.
But I don't know about that.
No.
Don't know about that now myself.
Shutdown.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right. They'd have to change the rules completely. Like you need to allow.
We had an EOC RSW before.
The fights would be over in 2 seconds.
It didn't work because it was just first to get to the threshold.
Exactly. Yeah.
Won the fight.
Whoever got the assault threshold won the fight. Really.
Unless you were to like ban thresholds, at which point there's no point in using EOC.
Exactly.
It just becomes like Revolution, which is just like Legacy.
Pretty much. It's just a bit of a joke. And then up here we actually have the hardcore fight. That you in here, so this is actually a pretty good fight. It was pretty long, so we probably won't commentate over the whole thing. But yeah, Will, what were you saying about the divisions being based on qualifying?
So, like, rather than doing it based on what are they called, the big levels, virtual levels, you have like qualifying for different divisions among the high levels.
You have to be good.
Yeah, it could be an interesting, but like, at that stage, like,
I
know the new people that come every week would have to do qualifying rounds every week.
I know the virtual levels don't really affect anything, but
I am thinking of doing a like a ranking system. You know, like it's kind of like the Power 5, but it would have like everyone on it.
Yeah.
You know, like literally like everyone on it and results.
Do you feel like absolute shit if you were the last person on it?
Yeah. That's for them. That's for them to improve. When we joined RSW, we were the last people.
Yeah, we were the last people.
I shot at RSW with Rune on me. Rune. Yeah. It was awful.
We had Dragon Longswords though, so like it wasn't all bad.
Everyone else had barracks, so it was bad.
I mean, it was like 2011.
Pretty much. But I think that's all we have for today, lads. So all right. Thanks everyone for watching this week. So we'll just let you play out the rest of the pay-per-view. Enjoy the show.
Yeah. Thanks. See you guys.
I know you're saying enjoy the show, but there are 3
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who'll never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow. Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow. We'll never grow.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this 5th day of July, in the year 2050, I, Lady Gillespie, am proud to present to you Toothless Hawkins and his robot jazz band.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
saga begins. Begin war. Saga begins. Begin war. The saga begins. Begin war.